I always wanted to try that Chris Collinsworth shit. It always looked pretty cool. It always looked pretty cool, and I just had to go for it. We're coming off a night where apparently you need Justin Fields to ship the Monday Night Football and the Thursday Night Football, so I'm fucked. But we got some good news. The Deposit Kingdom Discord is live, and we've been tilting together. We've been sharing knowledge together. We've gotten in the BR streets together already. And we've been sharing some info, some sweet nuggets, because there is no ADP yet. And we got to get ahead of that. We got to get ahead of the game. I got 20 drafts under my belt. What are you doing right now? So let's hop in here. Let's take advantage of the fact that there's no ADP, and let's find the best plays with the Sharp Badge Bros.
Yo. What's happening? Crazy game last night.
Yeah, that was wild.
Crazy game. I felt kind of silly in hindsight watching that. I'm like, well, like Lamar Jackson like lit up the Patriots like way back when, like in this year, and maybe they just have like an affinity for rushing QBs, just like taking them to school. But yeah, that was. And the funniest part about the fact that they lost is that Bill Belichick put out like a 1,000 word answer to like what he was preparing for or what his thoughts were on the Bears earlier this week. And like, it's just
funny. He never does that. It's so out of character.
Just just fawning over the Chicago Bears. And everyone's like, what? And then they come out and smack his ass. And he's just like, hey, I told you guys, like this team is good.
Yeah. It's interesting that the Bears are tied with the Packers in the division here.
You love to see it. You love to see it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. When your highest exposed quarterback is Mac Jones, and highest exposed player is Mac Jones, you turn
the page on that.
You turn it. Especially when you're like, I think I'm smart. And with the last pick, I'm gonna pick Mac Jones over Justin Fields about 95% of the time.
Yeah, the thing is, you had to voluntarily do it too, because there were 4 quarterbacks in the pool, but apparently there were 5. Apparently there were 5.
I'm not a smart man. But yeah, I was just going again. I was using just straight. Like I jumped in this really late. I wasn't really going to draft it. It was disgusting, and I was like, you know what? Like I'm going to do it. Just was going off projections. Like I'm just thinking, Justin Fields against this defense, just like seeing what he did, and then all of a sudden, like, as soon as he scores that first rushing touchdown, I'm like, he's gonna light it up, and then he did. And I mean, maybe not
me going off projections. Who would have thought, eh? Me going off projections. Who would have thought? I ended up slamming pretty close to lock there. Like I jammed in 52 of these, and we'll see how it goes. I was really heavy on the second game. I was not. Let's see. Yeah, like I'm 40% Mark Andrews. I was all over Gus, and then I was all over. I ended up with a lot of Tyquan Thornton for Tyquan. I keep saying Tyquan Thornton for whatever reason. ETR was pretty high on him. I don't know. Maybe Nelson Aguilar didn't help, even though Nelson Aguilar being active didn't help, even though he didn't do shit. But I haven't done a deep dive on last night because, man, I'm already just focused on this main slate. Where are you guys at on that? Like that's where I'm putting attention right now.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that ADPs are not here because it forces me to do like what we had to do in the past, which is like actually like put your hand in the freaking dirt and do some research, as opposed to just like, oh yeah, like the market is here and now. It's like DYOR, baby, like full blown. It's very, very awesome. And we've got a lot to talk about in regards to the current market because there's no ADPs and how that affects the way that we're drafting. Because there's many points to take away from what's going on right now.
Go ahead, Amy. Go ahead.
It's back to our roots, honestly. Like, like we'll harp this, we'll put this in the jar, basically. Back in our MLB days, you know what I mean? That's going to start being like, okay, we get it. The MLB bros. Yeah. Like we didn't have the ADP that came our first show, we had ADPs, like it was like our second day or something like that. So like, we're like, hey guys, we kind of don't know what we're doing too. We're all really learning with you because these ADPs are brand new and we don't know how the data works. And then we had that little kind of like, in week 1 or 2, the ADPs didn't work for a certain time, like they aren't now. But I agree with you, Nez. Like I love it. I personally like it's just back to literally just going straight off of like the edge is so strong. That's what I feel like. And without having these guys moving up or down and continually having like, Hopkins, Christian McCaffrey down there.
Yeah.
Something that I'll save this one for later. Another guy that I've been really interested in. But yeah, there's just a lot of like ways to exploit this slate so far, and that's why I think heavy barbell right now is going to be my strat, and then kind of sprinkle them in once ADP comes. So
yeah. I love John right now. He's got his rankings on the screen. Like I haven't set custom rankings in like weeks for NFL because I've just been like taking my picks and then like kind of respecting ADP. I love having custom ranks set. Like it's just like, man, it feels great. It feels like 2021, like all over.
Yeah, the custom ranks is a good point.
Admittedly, I don't love these custom ranks that I have up right now. I've kind of deviated from them a little bit. This is just kind of like my starting point. Like literally yesterday at lock, I was like, you know what? I'll take the dog for a walk. I'll go jump. I'll sit down and watch the first quarter. And then I saw the contest drop, and then I saw the no ADP, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm just going back to the computer and I'm drafting like 3 at a time here for the next like 30 minutes until the girlfriend gets home kind of deal. So I'm at about 20.
Nice.
I think I started. Well, apparently not, because Bob's saying in the chat here that he's already ripped 13 goal line stands.
Dude, he comes in. He's a serial liar. He comes in here and just spouts lies, gets us fired up. Like it's good for the content, but Bob, like I can't trust you for sure.
Well, I was sitting in the 100 lobby by myself. I was sitting in the 100 lobby by myself for 4 hours. Nobody wants to draft. Yeah, well, I was like, I want to get ahead of this. I want to try and catch someone with their pants down. Well, Christian McCaffrey now has a projection. It's only 9 points, so it's pushed down. But when we started, Tua had a 0, Dak had a 0, Christian McCaffrey had a 0, Mostert was pushed way down. There were a whole bunch of little targets, and I was just I wasn't even trying to build the best teams or build projectable teams or anything. I was just trying to build teams that I thought would be impossible to obtain later. That was my whole mindset, was just as unique as possible. I can get these builds going. Don't even worry about who's in the best matchup this week, who's in whatever. I was like, just get weird with it and get the 0 projections before they push up. Right.
Yeah. McCaffrey has been like an auto click for me, like the 3-4 turn right now. Just like the Niners losing to the Chiefs last week. Like they acquired him obviously for a reason, but also like they need to win games, and especially a big division game against the Rams. Who better to help you win this game than the guy you just traded a bunch of draft picks for, who is good at football, and Christian McCaffrey. So I'm going to continue to hammer him, and I think if he's not pushed up 44%. To like the second round, like that's awesome. That's very
like that's just where I was
Amon Ra up there too is like another one. Yeah, and Ant in the chat saying he's got some. I know Numi has some as well, of course, but the last round CMC is insane.
That's all I'm getting right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's getting.
I don't even get this shit.
I was reaching until I've slowly been like letting it go. In the last 5 drafts, it's just been like, it's been like last round CMC or 5th round CMC, and then Debo is just sitting there. I'm like, I'm just gonna take Debo in the last round with him. Like I have so many CMC Debo teams. Specifically just from Debo being in the 6th, it's like I can't pass that up. Like
I didn't really see personally. I didn't see Debo fall that far, but I saw Kittle fall quite a bit because nobody was really taking tight end and quarterback, because I think what happened with no ADPs, their projections thrust up. So all at the top of the board for the majority of people, all you see is purple. So they just kind of say, fuck it, right? They're just like, oh, look at all this purple I can choose from, right? So they just
and it's a flat week anyways too. On top of it, there's other than Hurts, like there's no alphas.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that for sure. I started amending this, and Paul, I was inverted, brought it a little bit more to my attention that like the ability to do stuff with Hurts that we won't be able to do later in the week makes a lot of sense to take Hurts 1-0-1 right now, and then hope AJ Brown falls. Hope you can double stack all day with Smith, Quez Watkins, and Goddard if you want it. It's there all the time. So I do think my mindset's kind of changing into like Hurts. I kind of like Hurts up here a little bit, but my eyes have been going here, boys. Tyreek is just kind of like, he's just that play for me right now. He's giving me big Chase vibes from last week, where it's just like, if there's a guy who can break the slate with 10, 170, and 2 this week, it's Tyreek versus a terrible Lions secondary, right?
Yeah,
that game in general, man, I'm just really, really drawn to. High total, 52 points with a tight spread of -3 right now on the Dolphins side, which
I
I've
found
been
very surprising. Yeah.
Dude, it is absolutely got my mind in a pretzel. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, why is that 3 points? Like, so that just screams like trap to me. As far as like Dolphins go, even though like I still smacked it, I'm like, dude, there's no way, right? Like, I was expecting like 5.5. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like DeAndre Swift coming back makes that big of a deal, or like the Vegas just thinks Tua stinks. Like, I'm just like really uncertain, like where that's coming from. But regardless, I saw you had a lot of Amon-Ra. Like, that is somebody I'm like targeting a lot. Of course, Hill, Waddle, like the whole gang, Mostert, like Swift with like a 0 projection right now is really, really enticing. That game, man, I cannot get off that game right now.
Yeah, I feel very similarly. JCB bringing up the Swift round round
very,
there too.
Very sharp.
Yeah, Mostert being cheap. I'm kind of off Hawkinson. Like Hawkinson, like I get the game environment, I get that sort of avenue, but we've talked about this in the past that all of Hawkinson's volume just funnels when Amon-Ra's not there, because they run very similar route trees. They line up very similarly. Granted, he doesn't have the explosive nature that Amon-Ra does, but yeah, I've kind of been not getting there, but I think every other piece of that game I've got in some fashion so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those games specifically, I mean, that Miami Detroit game, they rank Miami's 28th in coverage grade according to PFF, Detroit's 32.
There you go.
Past DVOA, Detroit's 31. We're talking Miami's 25. But then I raised you another game of the Cardinals Vikings.
Yeah, I know. I knew exactly where you were going. I knew exactly where you're going before you go there.
Listen to it there, bud. 30th
I get it.
for the coverage grade for the Cardinals, 31st for the coverage grade of the Vikings. Cardinals have a past DVOA of 27th, and the Vikings have it of 21. It's basically just like take your pick. And I've just been loving just if the game stack I'm kind of doing, I try and get that mini of the other one. And it's a lot of it's kind of been Jalen Waddle, but yeah, that's why for me, obviously, if you're shocker, Justin Jefferson is the number 1 pick for me. And a lot of people, but yeah, I think that those 2 games are just really juicy, and I'm excited tomorrow to see what Mark has to say about it.
Got a lot of questions for he better come ready to talk.
I mean,
because we've got questions, man.
The
this
5
slate is exciting.
Yeah, 5 out of the bottom, 4 out of the bottom 5 teams in according to PFF and coverage grade are those 4 teams. So it's just it's fun. It's fun.
It's a good slate, man. There's a lot of games that like have like really exciting like potential with some like pretty decently high totals, and QB and tight end are flat, so you can just like target those RBs and wideouts, and like it's a lot of fun to draft. I can see myself going in like way heavier than normal on these on the 50K contest.
One thing I'll add to that, Nez, is these games also have auxiliary pieces that are going to be very low owned that are viable, which also makes it more enticing. Like, there's no reason to think like Thielen, KJ Osborne, Eno Benjamin again going off, or Rondell Moore, or we mentioned the what did we say in the other one? We mentioned the Swift being low-key undrafted, Mostert being a back-end guy. I mean, that's kind of not quite as deep with auxiliary pieces in the Lions-Dolphins game, but just bringing it to the attention that, like, hey, if we're looking for last week's Tyler Boyd, like, maybe it's in these 2 game environments here, right? Where we're looking for that secondary piece where we didn't need T. Higgins, we needed Tyler Boyd, and maybe that's KJ Osborne, or maybe that's Rondell Moore, or maybe that's right. It's just opening our mind up to those possibilities, right?
Yeah, I will say through my I've done 15 as well, and I'm sitting at out of the 15, 8 KJ Osborne teams. I need to stop.
This is peak.
8
KJ
Osborne teams.
8 KJ
Let's
Osborne.
So
go,
again, I'll
man.
tell everyone.
Talk
I'll tell everyone
about
my
planting the
my
flag.
strat, and it's just I'm gonna not do it as much. But this is literally what I told you before show is. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to try and get the double stack with the guy that's late because of the environments and the games that we're in. It's not just going on. Yes, it's looking at last week and going, look at that piece I got there. But it's like basically saying what could be this week. And it's all of those games. So it's doing it with just Osborne. Like I have some 2 Quez Watkins. Now, if you just take anyone from that team, I think Rondale is a great piece as well. He's probably going to be a little more steamed because he's probably the wider, the 2 option, he's the 3 option on the team now behind Ertz. But then you also look at Detroit. Like, what does Detroit have? Like, if Josh Reynolds plays, that's another fun one that could possibly,
good point.
So it's just grab it. Like, I'm going to start basically mixing my exposure and all of these before ADP changes and all these values around all of these teams, because I think that you won't be able to build get these kind of even though you can get these guys later in the 6th, it's the guys that'll be pushed up to the 2nd and 3rd consistently that you're getting in the 4th and 5th that you won't be able to build these combos out with. That's my game plan this week. I'm ready for it to get just kick teeth in just like Mac Jones last night. So just fine. It's just fine. I'm ready for it.
One stat, I was just gonna say one stat that's interesting in regards to that Minnesota game. No 300-yard games yet for Kirk Cousins, which I mean, do with that information what you will. Like, will he ever get there? As you do, I kind of lean more toward the he's due side, and unfortunately, I don't think the market is seeing that and really pushing him down. I think he's going to be one of the more popular QBs this week, but definitely interesting.
Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is about to eat.
That's
at home.
right.
There you go.
Yeah. Get him off the islands.
Either that or it's a 150-yard Dalvin Cook 2-tud game.
I mean, definitely within range possibilities and range outcome there. Definitely been mixing Cook a little bit that it could be that they get him down there, he punches it in kind of jam. Yep. And I was just thinking the classic narrative of he's due, like when you were a kid and you just had that kid at the plate who was the 8-hole hitter coming up to bat, and he's got 1 hit on the season, and all the kids on the bench are like, yeah, don't worry, he's due, he's gonna get it for us this time, and it just fucking never panned out. He's just waiting for.
I'm right here, dude. Why are you talking about me like that?
Yeah,
come on.
He's just waiting for ball 4 to get hit by the pitch.
Oh God, man. I looked at so many balls in the outside corner. It's absurd. That was my blue zone.
Yeah, they had a bad zone back then. Robot umps, man, you're in the show. Robot umps, you're in the show, bud. One thing that I've accidentally been gravitating towards, and I don't think it's really by design yet, is this Raiders Saints game. I'm not sure what to make of it yet, but I've been finding myself with a lot of Adams in the 2nd. So when he's there, or Jacobs in the 2nd, and then trying to kind of backstack it with a 4th round Kamara, 4th round Olave, something like that. I haven't taken Taysom yet, which is just something to note, just based on how flat tight end appears this week. I don't know, maybe good environment. Yeah. Maybe we run that back. I'm definitely mixing them this week. If I'm getting to 150 or if I'm getting, anywhere near 100, I'm definitely going to have 3 Taysoms in there.
That's a juicy matchup. Real quick, just before we go on, man, just because I can't concentrate until I pull this up and screenshot it. This is a hilarious quote out of context. And I'm tweeting it.
Absurd amount of naked cousins,
and I'm tweeting it. Sorry, continue with the talk about this awesome game environment.
Hey, Paul grew up in the deep South, just an Alabama boy, just a good old boy with his naked cousins.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh my Lord. One thing I'll say from this game is I don't know where you guys stand. I know it's gross because he didn't practice all week, but he has a sweet Q tag at a 0 projection of Darren Waller. And I don't know if you. So that's likewise. One thing that I was going to bring up in this game. I've done it a couple times, or maybe just once. I think I've thought about it. I've had him queued up, but it's I don't know. It's just an interesting run back that I don't know if many people are going to do right now. And it's just thinking of the combos that can get done right now that won't be able to get done later. It's
mm-hmm.
I'll sneak them up because I think Fossa Moreau has the higher projection right now, so.
Yeah. I like that shout.
Yeah, I think it's
I've
a
been
0
mixing
still.
him. Yeah, I've been mixing that in a little bit. Willis and Carlos both bringing up interesting points here with Carr at the 101 and didn't stack them, and seeing Tua at the 101. This is the beauty of the no ADP wild west right now. You give someone who hasn't looked at the ranks, hasn't looked at projections, hasn't looked at the schedule, and they just clicked that, hey, I'm going in there for $5, and then they just have 30 seconds to decide, and all they see is purple in front of them. Yeah, you bet your ass they're clicking the highest projected purple name in front of them. And that's the beauty of this, right? Like, this is why we have to be taking advantage. And I do want to state that it's not going to last forever. ADP is coming back. ADP is most likely back by tomorrow or Wednesday. Wednesday or Thursday. And the reason it doesn't exist right now is on the app interface. What ended up happening was where the QT tags, the doubtfuls, and the out tags are, they basically disappeared when they did a interface update, and you had to click on the player's name.
Yep.
And then once you clicked on the player's name, then it reappeared. So they're just looking to amend that. So ADP will be back. But while we're on the topic of, talking all this, here, CMC's projections up to 15 now. So it's moved even in the last 15 minutes of our show. It's moved from 9 to 15. So just a nice nugget there from Paul the days of fifth round CMC might be behind us. And that's why, like, with these contests, I hate to say it because we love the platform and we love the whatever, but some of these things that have happened in the past, we've seen it in baseball, we've seen it with this, it does low-key ruin the integrity of the contest a little bit, but it's also something that we can get hyper exploitative on and take advantage of from a player standpoint. So I'm kind of split on how I feel. I think from a company standpoint, you would never want to launch a contest that changes throughout in any regard. Like, if we start with no ADP, it should stay no ADP. If we start with ADP, it should stay with ADP. Like, you know what I mean? But I understand the feasibility from the back end and the UI. It's a little imperfect still, but just something worth noting. Chad goes by Lee in the Underdog streets, doing the Lord's work for us. He's only done a couple of these drafts. Can you guys see that on the screen? If I zoom a bit,
it's tough.
It's tough. Okay, I got to find a better way to present some of the
magnifying glass out here.
Yeah, I got to find a better way to present some of the stuff that he's been sharing. But he's been tracking his own ADP. I believe he said he was something like only 10 contests in. So, obviously take it all with a grain of salt. But we're seeing a lot of the same names at the top that we were kind of, that I had thrust up in my rankings as Cup, Hurts, Jefferson, Henry, Hill, Barkley, Adams, Jacobs, Taylor, AJ Brown, McCaffrey up at 11, Hopkins, Cook. I don't know that there's anything to take there, but the field is wisening up to the fact that, hey, like, even though there's no ADP, we're sharp enough to kind of get on board with what's happening here, right?
Yeah. Despite some of these anecdotes of like people taking QB early, which like you'll have that every now and then, the field is definitely like sharper than I probably would have given it credit for, but like prior to this happening, they've been pretty sharp to like not taking QBs at the top for the most part in these drafts. So it's they're still competitive, but there's of course edges. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Carlos brings it up in the chat that like we talk about it all the time. Like, Carlos is a sharp player, and he's like, I almost knee-jerk reaction took Hollywood, and like Hollywood's out, but Hollywood had like a 15 projection last night, and people are going to accidentally, click on it when it's there. So that's why, like, I think we just always have to be mindful in these contests that at different windows of drafts, different things happen. And like this happened for me last night in the Thursday, I guess it's contest. When I was going heavy Lamar, I was going heavy Andrews, and all of a sudden Andrews pops up with a Q tag out of nowhere. An hour before lock, Andrews pops up with a Q tag. The Q tag says, if you click on it and go through it, it says expected to miss practice. Like, That's not a Q tag. That's a vet Wednesday day off, right? And now all of a sudden he has a Q tag, and now I get a Lamar Andrews stack that never would have existed without that Q tag. So just being mindful of these like micro things that happen throughout a draft window can give us such exploitative edges, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And
I got one.
No update on Freezer. I have been ghosted.
No email back yet?
No, I sent him another one this morning. In fact, it was just I was trying to find it. It was basically just like, why no response? I just had to, because the only way I can message him is from feedthefreezer.com. It's the only way I can do it. So I have to go there each time and type in my little message. So I'm patiently waiting on something. I'm gonna act like maybe this next email I'll be like, I'm really interested. I'm gonna try and act interested in the product and try and get something back. So.
Nez, you look puzzled on your face. You look deep in thought there. What are we thinking there, man?
So I got like I do have like some things to bring up, but right now I'm just looking at the pass rate over expectation trends like throughout the season that Leone just tweeted. It's just some really cool. It's a really cool viz, and it just highlights Falcons and Bengals and like the Bengals' ascent to being third in pass rate over expectation after starting out like middle of the pack. Just a crazy ascent. A lot of fun things to look forward to with the Bengals now that we have this, because that provides us with some awesome pieces to draft moving forward, including Joe Burrow, who I kind of have a theory like has like a crazy high ceiling right now because of the inefficiencies of Joe Mixon at the goal line and just like in the green zone and just anywhere on the field you try to give him the ball. Burrow's been sneaking in some rushing touchdowns, so I'm willing to like say like that I think that there could be a trend there with that because of Joe Mixon's just left an absurd amount of meat on the bone with anytime he gets touches in this area. So I think that there's something to that, along with the pass volume that's there. That they're trending in the right direction. They're going to be a very fun team to play moving forward. So I just thought this was a really cool viz that Leone tweeted.
Look at the Bears. The Bears just starting at the bottom and staying at the bottom forever.
Started from the bottom. Now they're there.
Yeah, we still here, baby. Love it.
Ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is Kyle Pitts week. Oh my God. I was just about to say I'm not drafting a single Falcon. I love it so much. Oh man. I'm just so over the Kyle Pitts experience. If Kyle Pitts finally fucks me this week, whatever. I'm so out, man. I played him as a run back last week and he killed all my Bengals shit. I don't know. I'm just so over Kyle.
Yeah.
Like that team is just doing nothing in terms of, if they're not going to throw the ball when they're down 21 points against the Bengals, they're never going to throw the ball
when you can establish it with Caleb Huntley?
Damn straight. I mean, that's a great point, Numi.
Dude, why throw it to London and Pitts when you can just run Caleb Huntley and Tyler Algier just down their throats for 3 yards, or not even 2 yards to carry. You know what I mean?
You just
running
think about
the
that
wing tee, man. It's absurd.
If you think about it from like a draft capital standpoint, it's like you spent all this draft capital on London, Pitts, and you spent it on Desmond Ridder. And instead we're coming out here and we're going Mariota, Huntley, and Algier. Like, what are we fucking doing? Like, from an organizational standpoint, if I was at the head of that, I would be like, what are we doing? Right?
They want Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. I really think it's like that. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Brett bringing that up too.
Yeah.
Hope Stroud likes Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that teams like, I find it hard to believe that teams in the NFL tank. Like, I know that like that's like, we see it sometimes, but like at the end of the day, like these are coaches that are like that want to win because they want job security. These are players that want to do well for their own job security and just out of pride. But like it's a little inexplicable whenever you are continuing to run the ball down as many points as they were. It just does not make sense.
Yeah, and Cordell's tweeting nonstop that he's almost ready to come back. So when he comes back, it's just going to run it even more. Yes,
man. He had 200-yard rushing games, right? And like in 3 games or whatever he's played in, like he's definitely going to be a smash when he comes back.
He had a career high in rushing yards in a game. Like, he had his best rushing game in the history of his career this year. Like,
crazy
early this year.
Yeah, he's gonna smash when he comes back.
Well, one thing I want to bring up that I've kind of been, I don't know how you guys feel, but I want to pick your guys' brain on this one is this Seahawks Giants game right here, where Giants run, Giants play slow, Seahawks have been throwing. I'm not reading too much into this weather tag right here yet, but I think Daniel Jones has a very sneaky rushing floor. And I really don't mind running him naked or with like a Lockett bring back or running him with Saquon. I don't know.
Run him with Saquon. Like, who cares?
Run him with Saquon.
They're the whole
they are the
offense
in there. Yeah, like I like it. I've drafted. I think Chad was in one of my drafts when I drafted Daniel Jones last night. I immediately, I'm like, against the Seahawks, like they have all them. Like, what if Daniel Jones just gets home on some of those big runs, gets the rushing touchdown? Like, we've seen it, and like he
had 100 yards last week on the ground.
Yeah, so I like it. I don't know.
Highest rushing quarterback right now in terms of yards.
Yeah, and I think he's on pace for damn near 900.
Yeah,
like I think he's on pace for like 900, something like that. Like, granted, we'll see if it continues, and it was one outlier game, but.
It feels like a trend. It definitely feels like something that like the coaching, like they're 6-1. They clearly have a smart coaching staff because this team, you look at the goddamn team. Like they are not an overly talented team. They understand that
no pass catchers.
Right. They understand that if they want to win, Daniel Jones needs to move the ball on the ground, and it's coming in the form of scrambles and in designed runs. So he is, and against the Seahawks, like that's definitely like one of my favorite plays on the slate is getting Daniel Jones late.
Okay, here comes hot take. I got to get this one into me. Hot take, John Boy. You know how I like to come in here and I just fire my comparisons. Wan'Dale Robinson is who we wanted Rondale Moore to be.
As of now.
That's good, right? That's a good take. That was a good take.
Yeah, that's not even hot. That's not even that hot.
Okay,
like
right,
that just.
I'll come spicier.
Yeah, okay.
Matt Breida deserves more touches.
You need a timeout.
Dudes get on stream and just say literally anything.
Literally anything. Chip would rather talk to Owl than Freezer, and you know what? That's interesting. You know, we have to put him up there. The guy that just shipped it with one. That's an interesting.
That's the classic. That's the classic. If I had 150 lineups, I could win too, right? Like that's the classic. Yeah. Owl comes in, your silver bullet just goes right down the bullseye. I respect it.
That's so sick.
I think honestly, dude, the Giants. I don't know what capital they have, but just get DJ Moore or Elijah Moore to the Giants. Just get him someone. Just get Daniel Jones, one of those two guys. And I'll be fine with it. I don't know. I immediately when I saw them on there, and I'm like, what team needs pass catchers more than anyone? Howell is Drake. Oh my god,
that's not bad. I like that. I respect that. Mike calling me out. That was mild Taco Bell sauce. I'll come back. I'll bounce back. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, just wait for his basketball takes.
Yeah. I'm a hoops guy now, man.
I have a hot take if we want to go to the Niners Rams game.
Okay.
I'm thinking, just a little crazy. Is it time for Allen Robinson to earn his contract? I mean, are we?
That's where you were going.
Are we? I mean, I'm surprised that this total is as low as it is. To be honest, I mean, I know the Rams have been pretty uninspiring on offense, but I do feel like this game can eclipse that total fairly easily. And
Allen Robinson just got shredded twice. Like sure, it's the Chiefs, and like granted, like you could say whatever you want the Chiefs, but they got shredded by Atlanta the week before.
Yeah, like come on now. There's a chance that the Rams can get right here, and Allen Robinson is tied. There's 5 dudes tied in red zone targets for first, and Allen Robinson's one of them, and he has a 32% target share in the red zone for the Rams. So to me, it's just like, man, is he due? Like, is he trash or is he due? Like, what are we thinking here? And I'm thinking he's due. Like, I really am. And
everyone's due
run
this
back.
week.
Yeah, this is a big. He's due.
Everyone's due.
I'm calling shots left and right today, baby. Like, let's go. I'm into it. I think we can. I don't think he's going to be drafted.
Okay, is Kyle Pitts due?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. No hope. at all.
He's due to have 0% ownership in my exposures.
And I won't say due because he hasn't been but he hasn't put up that game. Is Jonathan Taylor due?
I think Jonathan Taylor's a really, really strong play today or this week. I mean, and I think the fact that he's kind of like people have kind of soured on him a little bit. And one thing that plays to that is Nyheim Hines had a 12-point projection early in this draft window last night. And I think it was suppressing Taylor's ADP. Now I think, market's kind of smart enough and caught up to the fact that Taylor has a 15.5 now, and Hines has now probably moved down to 6 where he belongs kind of deal. But I do think people have soured on him a little bit. First game back, he didn't run as many routes as we would like. They were in a trailing script and they started using, and they weren't even down bad, but they were trailing and they started using all 3 running backs, which was kind of, you don't really want to see that as a JT guy. But I think at his suppressed ADP, I tend to agree with you, Numi, that it's like, it's a nice spot. It's a good get right spot.
And you also didn't want to see Matt Ryan just literally throwing pick after, like, oh, the Colts got the ball back. Oh, no, they do not have the ball back, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it was just and all of a sudden they're just, and then a pick 6 and then they're down. It's like trailing game scripts. Like, this is the exact opposite from what we want. Like, they're going down to like make it a game. And then all of a sudden he throws a pick 6 and it's just like, oh Lord. And then speaking of that, Sam Ehlinger getting the start.
That's exactly where I was going with that. Yeah. I don't know what to make of it. I've seen Pittman getting drafted at a very high frequency, whether it's lack of knowing or belief in Sam, who knows? But I don't know. I'm kind of off this game environment as of right now until Mark tells me something smart tomorrow to push me in that direction. It's kind of Taylor or bust for me in this game. I can see like maybe a Terry run back because we just saw him ball out last week. Like Heineke just throwing the ball in his general vicinity, not even well, and he's just ripping it, right? Like,
yeah, a total example of fuck it, McLaurin out there somewhere, and
exactly. Yeah,
Heineke should have had like 10 picks last game. Like he was awful. He got so lucky on so many of those throws. But yeah, I think the thesis for JT blowing up here is like I don't think the Commanders are they're okay on defense, but like I think that they're definitely susceptible to like a strong runner like JT. The talent obviously has not gone anywhere, and you can point to the new quarterback. And this is unfortunately like a crutch argument where like, it kind of works both ways where like new quarterback, maybe they want to give JT the ball more. And then the Commanders can also say new quarterback, well, let's just like load the box. So who's to say, but I'm definitely betting on JT getting home this week.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that context you're adding there because it does make a lot of sense. Like rookie quarterback, let's lean on JT, but defense going, let's just jam 8 in the box and stop JT because that's all they got this week.
Right.
So
it's conceivable.
Yeah, that's an interesting narrative. Where are you coming out on that, Numi? You've been mixing JT a lot?
Yeah, I've been trying to stretch it as far as I could. So I'm lower on the percentage than I would want. Because I'm just trying to stretch that value. But yeah, I've been trying to mix them in. I think I have like 4 or 5 out of my 15. I would have more if I just would have just taken them, in that like third instead of waiting to like, oh, maybe I can get him in the 4th. But no, he always gets taken. So yeah, I'm total lockstep with you there. I like him a lot this week. So, and I think possibly like Matt Ryan is just so dust that anything could potentially be a quarterback upgrade, which could just be an upgrade in general for JT in the offense. So I know Sam Ehlinger wasn't like a top prospect coming out, and I know we haven't seen much. So it's just anything Sam Ehlinger hype. It's just Matt Ryan just looks so bad.
Dude, there's 5. It's so strange. He does look bad, right? But there's 5 QBs who have thrown for 300 yards or more this year, and 2 of them are Wentz and Matt Ryan. Like, it's weird.
I mean, you can bring that up and they throw for a bunch of yards, right? Like,
but the game that they won where he threw for over 300, like before Spags talked us into drafting him last week because of the deep ball defense stuff. But like that game, it was like, man, is this guy good again? And it's crazy how narrative can flip in 1 week, right? Where it was just like, Matt Ryan's back. Yeah, man, maybe he's not washed. Maybe he's going to throw for 300. Maybe we could stack him against a bad deep ball defense. And then now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, Sam Ehlinger, right? Like, it's just crazy how narrative swings week to week in this league, like just in general, right?
Yeah. And Brett brings up a good point here in chat, which Ehlinger is a rushing QB, so like it probably won't hurt JT, but it may hurt Pittman or just
I
receivers
like
a bit. So
yeah, good point. Good point. Ehlinger was like he was that dude at Texas, and then kind of didn't really pan out, right? Like he got hurt, and then he was supposed to kind of be like franchise savior, right? Like that's what, or not franchise, but like school savior. Like first time we had a really alpha quarterback in a long time kind of deal. That was. I'm thinking about this correctly. Yeah.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say about this game, because it's like an ugly game, is that like Paris Campbell back-to-back games of 10 plus targets, whether that's a Matt Ryan thing or a scheme thing, his ADOT is super low. So I think that is going to be a positive for Campbell and Ehlinger, where, because he's got that low ADOT route tree, I mean, doesn't that make sense that Ehlinger would be like peppering him with targets just like Matt Ryan was, like easy throws for him. So I'm not saying draft Campbell, but I think he's definitely in consideration to have a decent floor, but it's risky as hell.
Yeah, I liked those. I had me some deep ball or deep round best ball Paris Campbell. Like, is this finally the year it clicks kind of deal? That 3v3 last week killed me though. Like if I had just gone with the Chase Burrow Campbell instead of Williams, Herbert, and who's the other Colts wide receiver? I'm blanking on his name right now, who'd been balling out for a little bit. Not Pittman, Pierce. Yeah. I went with the Pierce side instead of the Campbell side, and then it allowed me to get the Williams.
I don't blame you there.
Whatever. Yeah. Actually. Oh, hey, thanks for bringing this, Pierce. Thank you guys. Thanks for bringing this up. Yeah, we got a Discord now. Link is in the bio. I figured out how to put a link in the bio. We're trending up only here, guys.
Yeah, we have a Discord channel. We're in it. We're in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, but we have a channel.
Yeah, we got a channel within Pete Overzed's Deposit Kingdom.
Yeah, we're trusting you, Bop. We're trusting you to be well behaved in there. So don't disappoint us coming in, bringing in this badge bro crowd, acting rowdy in there. You better behave. Better behave.
Be on your best behavior. We're guests in this environment.
Yeah.
You guys want to jump in a couple BRs here and just see if we're smart or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose.
Do you guys want? Okay, this could be fun. Do you guys want me to delete my rankings and we can just guess it through on the fly, or is that too insane? It might be too insane.
No, What do you mean? Like guess your rate or guess? What do you mean?
No, like if I remove my rankings and just go off the default projected points. Yeah.
I think going off default. I mean, that's what I do, but we can use the rankings. We can do one. Why don't we try it? Try one.
All right.
I need rankings.
Well, it also, like, when you're thinking 30 seconds on the fly, like there's a lot of things we're going to miss and embarrass ourselves if I don't have at least like the skeleton rankings. We don't have to, let's deviate at every possible interval from these rankings, but yeah,
it just helps because I'm very much like out of sight, out of mind, and if I don't see like the good play up, like at least in a range where I can scroll and see him, then I'm gonna forget about him because that's just the way that my brain works.
Yeah. Why not our own? Because we like hanging out with Pete, man. Pete's got a really good community, and he's got some really good people, and they're already there, and some of them happen to already be here, and it meshes so well.
Yeah, we got a good overlap there, and he's so graciously like offered to allow us to have our own section in that channel, which takes a lot of legwork off of us, which is like, obviously we're super super grateful for. So that's a thought there, and it's going pretty well. We had quite a few messages in that first. And the opening day, so
yeah, a couple friends of the show in here, a couple friends of the show in this draft room. Oh man, all right. Well, I'm not even gonna ask Numi who he wants here because we all fucking know. So, Des, where have your eyes been going in the first round?
like you said, like for me, it's been Cooper Kupp and then Jefferson and then Tyreek.
And then Tyreek.
Yeah.
I think the same thing.
They're right. Yeah, I guess like literally like your rankings there.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of fun wideouts here. But Cooper Kupp for sure, and he's been falling.
Ooh, Josh Jacobs.
The field loves Josh Jacobs this week, and I can't blame him. His prop on his stat line on Underdog for the pick'ems is 100, 100.5 for his higher lower.
Shaking his head.
That's
Cooper
awesome.
Kupp.
Like I love that Josh Jacobs is finally getting his due. Oh no, really? You got issues? It's okay.
No, high five.
We're gonna double stack Matt. We're gonna double stack Matt Stafford, and it's gonna be the sharpest thing you've ever seen.
It's gonna be glorious, baby. Actually, what I've been doing a lot with Cooper Kupp is trying to get another pass catcher. Okay, this would be a good example here because we have non-badge players to our left and this is where I like to think about position, where it's like, hey, we can recognize who's to our left and whatever. Granted, now Christian McCaffrey has the thrust up projection, so it's not as applicable. But my big thought
process, it says 9 here.
Still says 9.
Yeah, so
someone in the chat said 15. I thought Paul said 15.
It did on mine.
I'm gonna hit refresh real quick and see if it updates.
There it is. Interesting.
Okay, I kind of want to do this and then see if we can get McCaffrey on the way back. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I say good luck.
Yeah, well, so my thought process is I don't really care McCaffrey, Debo, or Kittle as the running back.
For sure.
It's kind of what my thought process is there. So I was kind of like, I think we kind of talked ourselves into JT a little bit this week. And I kind of want to get my JT, up there when I can get him in the second round here. And then I can kind of worry about a run back off that Rams game wherever. I do think
I just think that's a really good point to point out. Like when you're doing that on the fly or just, your judgment that you said it out there, it's like, why didn't you go CMC first when you get that run back? Like you have 3 star power options at 3 different positions to mini stack them up with. So yeah, that's just a great point right there. It's like, I don't need to, and look at that. We lucked into CMC. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You can book it that because
who's to say, I mean, I don't really want to, but you don't, I've gone so much Debo CMC when Debo. So, I mean, you've seen the stacks that I've sent you of Debo in the last round where it's like, I'm not letting anyone else have this. I'll take them with CMC. What do you guys think about that? Because like in theory, yes, they're not great to have together, but they're 2 stars and that can both get home.
Honestly, I don't think they're bad to have together. I think they win in the same way, but I also think they're both not volume touch players that can get value with minimal touches and just get there on explosive plays. So I think I don't mind it at all, to be honest. I think I'm a big fan of this. One thing I just finish.
I'm not going out of my way to do it. Just like it's been there, so it's like you see it. It's basically like if it was anyone else and I didn't have Christian McCaffrey, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take Debo here. But when you're sitting there, it's like, do I want to have both? It's like, yeah, I immediately saw them. Like I see that as perfectly fine. Like the 49ers could have 24 points, you know what I mean? Or 28 points, 4 touchdowns. It could all be them, or they could have 2 touchdowns, both be them, and they get there on yards. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I was just curious your fellows' thoughts on the, if there's too much negative correlation or not, especially at the 6th round price that I was getting them at. So.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that they both have just like the explosiveness and the efficiency to make that work. They're probably one of the few that I would do that with. Just based on like all the scoring I saw last week, it's definitely kind of scared me off like some double stacks, especially with like runner and pass catcher. But CMC and Debo are different. They're just simply different.
Gotcha.
I kind of like naked Kyler. I kind of like naked Kyler or running Kyler with Ertz.
We could do Kyler for sure. I like that a lot. I mean, not that he's the same profile as all, but we saw Jalen Hurts just torch this defense. So
yeah,
I mean, if anyone, and I mean, Kyler's slowly starting to get a little bit of that rushing floor back. And it looks like, you know what I mean? Like you saw the 100-yard game. It's like, oh yeah, but I mean, seeing 30 and 40, and then the weeks previous, we're looking at like 5 and 10 or something like that.
They have a chance.
Good sign.
Yeah, and Minnesota 100% has a chance to push the pace there. So
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
This is the game where it's like, it just like both offenses are 3 and out. They're just dysfunctional, can't get it going, and all of a sudden they get it go. Or from the get go, they're just firing all cylinders, which could easily happen.
One macro thing that I wanted to say is outside of Hurts, like we said that quarterback looks flat, tight end looks flat. I want to say that running back looks really, really strong this week comparatively to wide receiver. I think there's a big teardrop and a big fall off of wide receiver. And I think personally, this is the last of that tier for me. And I'd really like to take him.
Is DeAndre gone? I'm guessing Hopkins.
Yeah.
See, I even like Devonta Smith a lot too. So it's like, I get the drop off for sure. I mean, he's not on the tier of the other ones. But yeah, no, for sure. Agree with you there. You should type in just Hopkins, just see if he's going to, or just click.
I know, A&T took him.
Yeah. So like, I agree with you there. There's, if you just look at the running back position there, I mean, it's Kenneth Walker still there. I love him this week too. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard not to. I feel like there's just a lot of great, like, floor plays almost in the back end that also have great ceilings.
Right.
As well for
like
running back.
We're in the 5th round right now. And Kenneth Walker here, we got Kenneth Walker still there. Stevenson, we just saw Stevenson have a monster game.
We
got kind of
and the flip and Hayden Winks,
cow, dude.
Yeah.
And Hayden Winks just tweeted about the flippening for Ramondre and Damian Harris. He tweeted out a graphic about that. So
yeah, I played Damian Harris in the captain slot last night. Ask me anything. Like,
hey man, some heroes don't wear capes.
Just like you, I went hard on Damian Harris on both of the contests because of his value.
Yeah. Well, I just wasn't giving it credit yet, right? Yeah, I thought it was good process too. And we saw Osimo ship. Osimo, he chopped the big one and he won the spy. And he basically had the exact same lineup, but inverted. He did instead of going double running backs on the New England side, he went double running backs on the Chicago side. So, and Herbert in the captain. Like I think I was kind of like thought process wise.
What do we want to do here?
I don't mind pairing Kittle, but what do you guys like? Come on, give me a name.
Goddard. It's him or Goddard, dude.
Okay,
like
sure. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do Goddard and then not take the negative correlation. And we kind of ended up with like a weird unstacked team of players that we kind of like right now that we think are undervalued. Yeah.
Oh,
Robbie Anderson season.
Yeah, that's a fun little point, I mean, that's the early guy that I mean, yeah, it's early, but that's the guy that all of a sudden has that opening play, Tyler Boyd, all of a sudden he's sitting there at 18 points already. It's like,
yeah, right.
He just that's the type of player that needs one play to get you that output. So yeah, it's not someone I would go after, but he's definitely, if you're putting in volume, you know what I mean? Definitely mix him in. It's not
100%.
It's wise to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like this. I think we're kind of in lockstep so far on this slate on like a macro level. And I don't think I've dialed it down to like the plays that I like yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's tough, man. There's just so much to choose from. There's, I think it's an awesome slate. Like I can't get over it.
Yeah. One thing we talked about for 10 seconds off camera, because you guys were talking about double stacks and mixing in that late one. Do we think, because I personally think, but do we think that there will be an overcorrection in the market after seeing a double stack win last week, after seeing this, that people do get a little more creative with their double stacks and start mixing in more double stacks this week? How do we feel?
I don't know. I think if Burrow was on the slate, they would. If Burrow was there, they like Boyd would be like a 4th round pick because people want to take him with their Burrow, and they're going to do it at no matter the cost. But that's a great shout, Chip. But yeah, this week I'm not sure. I don't think so. Like I said, I think if we saw Burrow, then yes. But this week I don't think so.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, nice. We got Willis in here.
Yeah, GA, just to bring this full circle for those who have just tuned in, ADP is currently out of these contests until an update patch comes, and the update patch can come anytime within today, tomorrow, Thursday kind of rough timeline.
Definitely Thursday at the latest. Definitely.
Out of every contest too, not just
right.
themselves.
Yes. This isn't football specific.
Yeah, I tried to coax it out of Mamba. Like, what are y'all doing? Like what's going on here? But he's like, oh, it shouldn't look different on your end. I'm like, tell me that you guys are making improvements. Like, I want to hear. That's
all right, Numi. Should we throw Numi a bone here?
Yeah.
Should we take his guy?
Nah, I think he's a little overrated. I think Tyreek for sure.
Yeah,
just kidding.
Yeah.
Numi's trying to move.
I love that you have to say
move the
just
markets.
Kidding.
Yeah, right.
Can you believe
as
this?
if we thought he like had a change of heart.
Like, what the fuck? Of course you don't need it.
Damn, I thought he was serious for a minute.
Oh, you got me, Numi. Gosh, god damn. That's funny.
So
all
I
right,
was talking
Justin
about.
Jefferson.
I wrote this down. Speaking of, I was talking about red zone targets with Allen Robinson. Tied for sixth for red zone targets is Zay Jones with 8, which is interesting. He's off the slate, but these red zone target stats are like really interesting to me. Like I'm wondering how that'll like change as we move forward. But the fact that he's up there so high is yeah, I don't know. It's
has Gretsch put the article out yet?
Part one.
Part one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Haven't read anything yet. Hey, little shout in that is Gretsch, friend of the show. Thursday,
all
Gretsch
right,
will be with us. Yeah, so that'll be fun. That one's kind of been a long time coming. Trying
stealing
to
badges
back and forth, stealing badges. Let's go. Yeah,
that's great.
Hey, okay, I gotta. Let's do this pick, and then I want to share an idea.
I'm
shocking.
I'm like shaking with anticipation, depending on who this guy takes here. Oh, okay. Let's go, son.
Let's go, baby.
Love that.
Yeah, you do love that.
Nothing to say there. That speaks for itself.
Yeah. Yeah, Willis, we love Gretsch too, man. Puts out one of the best articles in the business, period, right?
Yeah,
like I think, honest to God, I was thinking putting a list together just to like, have saved in like a whatever for everyone to share. That like the holy grail of what you have to look at before you jump in these contests, and like that and the walkthrough and the scroll and just these kind of like if you're new to these contests, like where are we starting? And I think those are definitely the starting points, even prior to getting into projections and paid projections and paid rankings and that sort of thing. That like these are kind of like the stepping stones.
Yeah, 100%. Like those, they really are like must reads if you're not doing like any of this like yourself, which how many of us are? I mean, it's so much work. That's why we pay Gretsch the big bucks to write it for us and
exactly.
Give it to us.
And that's not, it's not for the faint of heart, man. Like that's a grind. Like he writes a novel a week. Like he writes more than I'd be writing in university at like, in a week about football. Right. Yeah, we're gonna hoop after this draft.
Yeah, don't worry, we're hopping.
Yeah, we're hopping around. Do we like Debo, or do we like a Kamara run back, or do we like something else, gentlemen?
I can go for Debo.
I can go for either.
Debo.
Yeah.
Give me a name.
Debo. Let's do Debo.
Okay, sounds good.
And then I'm gonna pull a John here. But we are doing here, fellas, we are now boxing ourselves out into a specific type of build by doing the 3 wide receivers first. So now we're pigeonholed in our build of what we have to do next.
Thank you.
We are, Numi. Thank you for clarifying for the people. We have pigeonholed ourselves in our build now.
Yeah, no, and that's why. And if you're doing this by yourself, do you go Kamara there or do you go Debo? Like, do you?
I think it's
click the yellow button for us if you would.
Yeah, it doesn't do it on desk. Yeah.
I mean, dude, look at like we just eliminated a tier. There's
Oh yeah. No, that's fine. You know what I mean too. It's just now we have we have to do that, but I think it works perfectly fine with what we were talking about as this is the tier, and now running back is so strong. So
yep. Yeah, I think you can do like this is.
I'm not sure if you guys knew.
Oh, you were definitely the king of boxing out. You never missed a box out. You were always shot goes up. You're looking for a man and you're shoving your ass into his pelvis.
That's how he got his playing time, baby. He's like, look, coach, I'm boxing out. I'm doing what the others won't.
If I'm a coach, I love that. I love a guy that's looking to box out.
I got a story for you guys. So I used to run. We like Kamara here.
I think,
So what are we thinking for like QB then? Are we gonna pair it with the tight end?
So
I kind of like Dak plus Schultz. What are you saying there, Numi? We
Schultz
could
got
do
banged
either.
up, though. I
Either
don't like
that or
Schultz.
it's a Kirk with Dalvin and just a full stack it and just make it weird. But yeah, I'm down with Kamara here. And then I've seen you do the Dak plus Schultz.
Okay, let's do it.
like
No,
that.
I like your idea. Let's do this. Okay, let's do this.
Mhm.
And I don't know if this is, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know
No, I think
necessarily if
it's-
you have to run back, you know what I mean? You don't now, and we would think like, I would think like now I want to make sure I get Ertz. You know what I
do
mean?
we
Like,
want Ertz or Irv? Because I think you can go like all one side.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
what I
it's
said. I don't
okay
think
to
we
not
need
run
the
it
run
back
back.
and just assume
Yeah.
that like you got your guys.
Yep.
Mhm.
And just hope that the
Uh,
Vikings literally just rammed it down their throat. I mean, I'd like to hope that, but you know, that's what our lineup is telling us, is that they just wipe the floor with them.
When I was in university, before I went full-fledged
Lee.
oh,
Chad,
come on, Chad.
Chad.
Going fucking naked cousins? Oh man.
what's up with the naked cousins this show,
What
man?
the
Everybody's trying to be some
shit?
sickos.
Yeah. Okay, Carr and Waller. How about that? Is
Sure.
Waller
She
still
just
there?
didn't want to hear your story so bad. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do Waller. 100. Yeah,
Okay.
look at that.
He's
You
like,
get-
oh, this guy started with
man.
university. Get him out of here.
You give us a curveball and we sit on that shit.
Watch
Oh,
watch this guy.
Dude,
take
Oppo
Carr.
Taco. You don't think I'm gonna hit a hanger? I'm gonna bang it. Come on. Short porch and right. God, get my arms extended. 3-0-10.
Giancarlo
3-0-10.
Stanton style.
3-10.
Just handle, yeah. Oh, I love it.
All ass.
Okay. So that basketball picture that I brought up the other day, it wasn't a
Uh-huh.
high school one. It was a men's league that played on Monday nights at where I used to work, right? And it was this multi-sports facility that they built for the Olympics in 2010, right? It was and they called it the Oval, right? It was where the speed skating was, and then they converted it, and it was like 8 basketball courts. It was a gym that ran along the whole top, like started state of the art. Man, we would hang out there for hours. They had free ice for hockey in the middle of the day from 10 to 2 every single day.
That's awesome.
So in the middle of university, man, we would go to class. Then we would go hit this place. I would go play like puck for an hour. We'd play hoops for an hour. We'd lift weights. Then we would go work like in the evening for like 3 or 4 hours as like part-time employees, like either teaching hockey, teaching whatever. But then they had these leagues, right? And this Monday night hoops league was way too good for me to be in it, right? Like I'm talking like, man, I played like a sniff in high school, and then I played baseball and hockey. So I didn't play like, grade 11 and 12, right? I just played just as like the junior years or whatever, right? So the buddies would stay up in the gym, and they'd be on the treadmill or the bike watching the game, just waiting for me to get in, right? And then when I would get in, they'd go crazy, right? But what they did was they would take a picture from above, and they made this meme, and this meme was called Benchwarmer John. And it just started circulating like local community like crazy. It was Benchwarmer John, and it was just a meme of me sitting on the end of the bench as like the 8th man and just getting clowned every time. Like,
Man.
giving Peter the Gatorade, like we had this guy, Peter Adams, he was our star on the team for a bit there. And it was like giving him the Gatorade, like waving the towel till his arm fell off, like all these memes just about me being the bench warmer. It was a good bit. It was a good bit, but I got roasted for my hoops days.
It sounds like you were a good teammate, though. You weren't. You never complained. Always
no,
there.
I was just out there to jam. I knew I didn't belong anyways. Like I didn't play hoops at like a good level. Yeah. What is this?
At least he took.
Oh, he's taking Thielen. All right,
Yeah,
fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
That's hardly
Yeah.
excusable.
So basically, the only thing I got from that story is you're a hoops guy.
Yep.
People are saying, man.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to talk about the hoop slate in general? Like, do you want me to pull up the 4 games, or do we just want to jump in a draft?
Yeah, we might want to. We might want to just talk about the injuries quick and the games.
Okay, cool.
There's some big news, including, who I was hammering this morning.
Who were you hammering this morning, Numi? Don't bury the lead. Give me names here.
Zion. Zion's
Okay.
out. Brandon Ingram was already out. Zion and Herb Jones are now out officially with them. Paul George has already been ruled out. Shea and Josh Giddey have already been ruled out per their injuries, plus getting the
Wemby.
tanking. Getting the first round pick, which was hilarious. So I mean, some pretty significant injuries
Okay,
here.
so let's slow that down for 1 second for a guy who's not as smart like me. We said Zion is out for sure. Give me the names just in order.
Zion Williamson,
Yep.
Brandon Ingram, and So Dan and Brandon Ingram are the two big names on the Pelicans, and then Herb Jones is also a pretty, solid player, and he's out as well. So that's why you're looking at that starting lineup being CJ McCollum, and they are projecting Devonta Graham, Trey Murphy. I think Trey Murphy would already start, and then Larry Nance to get the start. So it's gonna be Devonta Graham and Larry Nance in there, which that's just good to note. They're gonna be getting a lot more minutes. Plus, other guys on the bench then are gonna be getting quite a bit more run. So.
Okay. Sounds good there. Anything else to add there, Nez?
No, dude, I'm like I jumped in one of these drafts and it was really rough for your boy. I was really struggling. Well,
here Brett's bringing that up too.
Kevin Looney, like I drafted Looney like with my 6th round pick. Like I hope that he can get me 20. Like I don't know.
I think there's a lot of guys that can put up some points with now these stars going out. Like, I mean, yeah, they're not. You don't like the Pelicans, but there's some guys that all of a sudden are going to be coming out of it and it'll be like, well, that's the reason they scored. Because if CJ has any off game or anything like that, there's going to be usage going around to share for the Pelicans. So, same thing for the Thunder. Same thing for the Clippers. That Thunder Clippers game is freaking disgusting. With Paul George out and Kawhi coming off the bench. So
what's up with Wall and Kawhi here? Like, are we projecting like 22 minutes kind of deal, or like that?
Yeah, the projections that I got, I'll just say them here is Kawhi for 27, which is pretty nice. And then John Wall for 22. So I've been taking Kawhi where he has been in the 3rd and 4th. I think it's basically when you're playing these games with these stars with the minutes, you're just telling yourself if they do get up to that 30-minute mark, maybe 32, he's gonna smash that salary plus then ADP value out of the water. He's gonna blow it out of the water. He's a fantasy point per minute monster. So that's what we're really we're looking for here. And
it sounds like we're hunting minutes tonight, and we're hunting elite minutes. No.
There's gonna be a lot of minutes to go. Like Norman Powell has been a last round pick of me over and over again, and he's looking to just soak up a lot of minutes over there.
Yeah, he feels like 33, 36, right? Like that feels like they have to lean on him tonight, kind of deal.
Yeah, he's the only guy that they have that my projection site even has projected for over 30. So this is all up for debate. It's all really it's all up for debate on any of it. So but yeah, so. Here, this is depending on your projection site you use, but yeah, it's just basically when you get in there, I don't know. I haven't done a draft since they've updated all this and since Zion came out, so I don't know the landscape.
Yeah, I mean, a guy like me who just happens to be a hoops guy, like he doesn't really lean on the projections. The projections are all up here for a guy like me in the hoop streets. So guys in the chat talking Luka right now. A lot of stuff. I imagine Luka's the 101 kind of. Either in the conversation or a guarantee tonight.
He's the 101. Yeah.
Okay. 2 things I want to bring up. Luka, the 100x boost. For those who we tweeted out earlier, we said it in the Discord, but for those of you who did the Battle Royale last week, you do get this 100x boost that has to be played this evening. I have not built my slip yet, so I'm thinking we build one together here. Potentially, let's do a draft first, so I can feel the landscape a little bit, and then we'll do that. Yeah, Chip weighing in here that Luka's the clear 101 tonight.
There's no one close.
Okay, cool. Another thing I want to bring up, where we've talked so much about like the GTO versus exploitative draft strategies. We've talked about how we balance exposures, how we do this. Then we've kind of made like mocking jokes about how, certain players, I hate, naming by name. I'm not trying to throw shade. These are very good players on the site, like in T-Box, in Freezer, in whatever, where they basically have the same approach to every single contest because they're playing so much volume and they just draft, off ranks and draft off projections and do team after team after team. And one thing I will say is that strategy is the most viable in hoops. And one of the best ways to get exploitative, I think, that I've kind of now been jumping in here a little bit is not randomizing in the first round in basketball and just taking, hey, there's a tier of 4 names. Let's say maybe Luka's in a tier of his own tonight, right? But let's just bear with my analogy for a second. There's a tier of, call it ADP 2 through ADP 6. and I just take that same player every single time and get like crazy exploitative on the field in that regard. Is there any merit to that? And the reason I say it, the reason I say it in hoops fashion is because I don't think correlation patterns matter nearly as much in hoops as any other sport. I would say they matter
100%.
the most in baseball and they matter the least in hoops, kind of thing, if I was painting a hierarchy. So I think when guys are doing this and then they're coming over to the baseball, coming over to the football because they've had so much success over here with that strategy, I think that's why we're seeing it. And I think it could be really, really sharp in hoops. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, it's what your boy Freezer does over and over. He will, no matter if he has the first or whatever he deems as the 101 or whatever, he'll just go off the ranks and just pick them and pick them and pick them. He'll get, I mean, he's duped himself. I went down. He duped himself like 15 times in like the third day. So I don't know how plus EV that is, but the dude is just drafting the same lineup over and over, depending on ranks and who he's basically letting us decide how his drafts go, who takes what over him and whatnot. That's how they go. So, because that one day Shy was out, or that was questionable. He was taking him at the 101 over and over and over and over. And even like 102, it would just be like, there he goes. I'm like, I know I'm not getting him here. And then,
yeah, I just think that's where the strategy stems from. I don't know. I think I don't know if it's the most plus EV strategy over time, because it is very hard to pick the highest scoring player on a given slate every single night. But when you win very big. And given that these prize pools are so top heavy, I don't know. Yeah. Nez, what do you have to add there?
Like, this is a great point here is like, you would have had to chose Harden as your guy and you would have chosen him over Jokic and Embiid, which is like, but it's like, I wouldn't have done, it would have been hard to be like at the 101, 102, be like, you know what, I'm just going to pass up and expect the dud, which then that gives you leverage. And if you're going hard and you're expecting that. So that's just my thought about that. But it's definitely, I think it's viable, maybe certain slates. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it makes,
I don't want to do it myself. I do like to identify like a game and just like target guys that I think can like put up really good scores in those games. I mean, it's really that simple in a slate like last night too, where if you just had like the right guys in like that Indianapolis game or the Indy game with the Pacers, like you just I mean you just really just like target like whoever's playing the Spurs, and that they didn't really like come through in that game. But that's just like how I like to look at it. And there's a lot of guys that were going late yesterday, like Vassell like got home. A lot of the Spurs got home, and I had a lot of Gobert who unfortunately did not get home at all.
The T-Wolves were a mess. We looked like we didn't even know how to play basketball.
We looked like
yes,
I love
we. No, they
was saying the same
disgusting.
Thing.
Oh
yeah,
terrible game to watch. Anyway,
Bane,
we hop in one.
Nuts. Good job, Brett. That was awesome.
Yeah, then that Bane call, I'm over here like, Brooks coming back. Yeah, it didn't matter at all. Bane said, and that game was, I'm pretty sure that was number one in the number one or number two in Vegas totals, and it just blew it out of the water. You needed Bane, Kyrie.
Chip kind of confirming some of my priors here that the only correlation we're really worried about is overtime. And Oaks came in here one time and just, the most basic bro science I've ever heard that was like just exactly what I needed to hear about hoops was close spread games with high totals. What was just like, yep, okay, that makes a lot of sense to me, right? So if we're looking at that on this slate, I'm seeing a lot of fives, a lot of whatever. So I think most everyone's going to consolidate around Suns Warriors tonight. Is that the trend so far?
Not really, no.
No, I mean, dude, interesting.
not for my two drafts.
Okay. Yeah. So why am I missing something, or am I?
Dude, the guys you're getting with the Pelicans and the Thunder late, they're projecting to just blow these other guys out of the water and ceiling potential. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like the total of the game. Like Trey Mann, Lou Dort, like those guys are going in the third, fourth, fifth. Like I would say fourth and fifth. They're probably got moved up now. All of these Pelicans guys that are just expected to get run. Like it's hard to pass up. It's hard to go with someone like on the Warriors. I mean, who are they going to run out there? Like you have at the end, they run such a big rotation. It's just tough with the Warriors. Like you just got to kind of pick the right guy. Like versus Jordan Poole versus these guys on the Thunder and Pelicans and Clippers. Like I would rather have the guys on the Pelicans, Thunder and Clippers, honestly.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's cool. Chad bringing up something. He said who he got killed by in hoops last night. But DJ Mitchell's hockey slips. Hey, for anyone who missed that show with DJ Mitchell, I mean, like he is the puck dude. Like he's that guy, right? Like
we were not kidding.
Yeah, he's the puck pick'em guy. Just follow him. He gives them out for free all the time. He's trying out his model. Just throw what you can afford on him. Don't get carried away with it. But he's been having some big success there. So that's DJ_Mitchell94 on Twitter, and we've been tailing those. So yeah, get in there with that action. Even if you don't follow puck, it's just maybe it'll give you a reason to follow puck. God's game,
God's game. Nah, he's a must follow, man. He's the man.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump in here and then let's build a pick'em slip for me so that I can win 100x. And by that I mean let's just find out if DJ Mitchell's tweeted one yet, and then I'll add in Luka.
that might be the best process I've heard for this boost.
We're gonna roll 101 here, and damn!
Wow, talk about a friends and family draft.
Friends and family draft. All the
hey Patrick,
everyone in the chat, and then our boy Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, man, he's in here. What up, dude? We would love to speak.
I know
with
he's
you.
in here. I know he's in here too. I know he's smart enough to find us.
He's laughing.
Apparently, he's tweeted too.
Yeah.
He's already tweeted some slips.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. There you go. Hi, Willis. Yeah, and Chip was just complaining about not getting the 101. You come to the stream, you get in the draft, and you get that run good, huh? Yeah. Wow, look at this. Chad running pure as hell. Misses this room and ends up with a 0 badge. You're welcome, bud. You're welcome.
The overflow is
can't wait to see the monster team that comes out of that room.
Old John Boy's lineups are catching strays right now. This is bullshit.
I mean, dude, like look at the top of this queue, man. It is never this
beautiful.
bad.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. My
it's
eyes
worse. It's worse
bleeding.
than it's worse than a 2-game slate.
Well, yeah, but
guys, I like
Booker.
Porzingis tonight. But who do you like? You like Booker?
I like Booker more, especially
I like
in that
Booker
total.
too. Yeah, I like Booker. He can fill.
But no, I love Porzingis tonight. Love him.
Yeah,
I
like Porzingis tonight. Let's see who Freezer's on, or maybe we don't know. Oh yeah, he's on Porzingis. He knows what's up. He knows what's up.
Take McCollum, Willis. If you know nothing about NBA, just take McCollum. He's going off tonight. I promise.
Yeah, McCollum's
That's
just
going to be
play
tough.
There we go.
Those second and third round McCollum's teams are going to be very boosted.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But that introduces like the age-old thing that we can get different patterns.
Yes, exactly. And there's more spots, more value that's opened up throughout the slate. So let's see.
Yeah, this is tough. You might want to just like snapshot this, and then this is like the playbook moving forward.
Yeah.
I don't have I would say Cade here if I was Willis, probably.
Dude, are we drafting for
yeah, we drafting.
Well, I'm trying to he said he knows
okay,
nothing.
Cade goes. I was reading something.
I think Giannis Valanciunas, J-Val.
Okay. Yeah.
With no Zion, no Ingram, like
yeah. I remember him balling out for the Raptors back in the day.
What were you reading? You reading something?
I was reading that Kuzma, they don't want to run the offense as much through Beal anymore, and that they want Kuzma to be the ball handler. And the way that team's setting up is less like Beal with the ball in his hand and more like Kuzma with the ball in his hand, finding catch and shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I read that same thing. Yeah. And I was listening to that today. So that's an interesting, like,
don't act like you guys aren't fucking impressed with my hoops knowledge. You guys sitting on your hands over there. You guys think I'm just showing up? You guys just think I'm showing up, not doing a little research? No,
I'm tracking. I'm trying to track this as much as I can.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I'm gonna say to?
I think we go Kawhi.
Sure.
in the third.
You
Personally,
twist my arm to take third round Kawhi.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Give me
What
a
are you
name.
thinking?
I like Poole and Dort, but that's Numi says Kawhi. You take Kawhi. Like listen,
Alright.
Listen to Numi.
Lou Dort
think
feels kind of nice tonight.
No, Lou Dort's very nice, and that's another.
Yeah.
So he goes Poole. So who was it that put in here about Kawhi? I think it was.
You
Trying to find the comment. No.
Let's put a little respect on that name,
right here.
Mr. Hoops. Love it.
I feel like
Mr.
Kawhi's worth. It
Hops.
was Chad. He feels Kawhi's worth the risk today with no George
That's
getting there. He
smart.
might be playing more, but again, the downside is the Clippers are so deep, and they're not willing to rush it with them. So they're just like, you know
if
what?
they get up 15, there's a chance that Kawhi plays 15 minutes tonight.
They could easily do it. So it's like it's definitely on someone to build your portfolio around, but he's definitely to mix in there because he's the guy that you could be sitting with nothing that you do need.
Yeah, I like that. I like a name here.
And that's a good pick there, Willis.
I like a name here. Is this a dumb pick?
Yeah, I like Trey Mann.
no
Who do you like?
Trey Mann.
Trey Man.
Can we get him on the way back?
Probably not, but we can try it.
Yeah, Numi said his name, therefore it's.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
do play. You do. You're the poops guy.
Yeah, you know what? I just, quickest release in the West, baby.
Quickest release.
He's gonna I hope he gets his minutes. He plays
I
like
remember
20.
seeing him.
Yeah,
I remember seeing him playing for Washington State. Went down for UW Washington State one time, and just seeing him play was just like different. There were some good players at UW, like Quincy Pondexter and
That's
Isaiah. Isaiah Thomas and guys like this that could play. And then you just, and there were good players in the Pac-12. There was no one like Clay.
Yeah.
There was no one. I mean, Brandon Roy, going back to when I was in high school, kind of.
Yeah.
He was nasty, but oh man, there was no one
Brandon
like
Roy. Pour one out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isaiah Stewart.
I was gonna say Isaiah Stewart is probably what I'm.
I don't even
at
see
here.
him. Where is he?
Second.
Oh, he's second. Oh, okay. Sure. I don't know much about Isaiah Stewart.
He's a gamer.
He's the guy that tried to fight LeBron. If you remember any of those highlights,
No,
literally, he just was being held back and ran at him.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Isaiah Stewart, LeBron, and for the quick clip, just please do that after this, and you won't regret it. It's
if there's a guy I want on my team, it's the dude that's got enough dog in him to fight LeBron. That's who I want on my team.
He wanted to manhandle him.
Yeah. You don't think that guy's going to wave the towel hard at the end of the bench? You don't think he's going to get up, first guy off the bench at a timeout to dap up his boys? Come on. Isaiah Stewart's my guy now. Jersey's in the mail.
It's already Siri's already heard it. Placed the order through Amazon. We're ready to go.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's see. I wonder if.
Hey, speaking of Amazon, guys, I look less red today because what do you guys think about this? Huh?
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Ring light boy. All right.
Yeah. I'm a streamer now.
Oh God.
I don't know if you guys heard.
Is this Rocco? What do you think?
I don't even see Rocco.
I'm gonna go with.
Guys, you have to respect how slow I'm going to be to find this name.
Do Jose Alvarado? He's right down there. He's right down there in the queue.
The closer for the Phillies?
Yeah, he's coming in throwing smoke. Sir Anthony Dominguez.
So that one's more of a. He's gonna get the minutes. It's just he's a scrappy guy, and that's just basically.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be tough.
We
for
love
him.
our
That
lunch
matchup-
pail guys.
That matchup against Luka, I don't think he's big enough to even handle him. So it's not going to be on Luka, or he could. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see. He's a super scrappy guy with the poofy hair for the.
All right.
Well,
we're about that. Good hair, scrappy, lunch pail. I'm hearing words that I like. Gym rat. What else we hearing?
First one in, last one out.
Oh, damn straight. Come on. Let's see. Okay, well, let's see. We'll give Chad some burn here because he took Alvarado too, and he got Trey Mann instead of Clay, which was probably the right move.
It's all right.
So,
you live and you let learn. When a hoops guy says Trey or Clay Thompson, I don't argue.
Man, yeah. I mean, can you imagine how fast Trey's going to get rid of the ball 3 times before Trey Man even touches it. Come on.
No, Clay's the type of guy that can put up whatever in 10 minutes. So doesn't even need anything to put up. So
it's true.
Well, shall we see if Mr. Mitchell has put out a
Yeah. Okay. Let's do 2 things here. Let's
demonetize ourselves. Do you need to see this Stewart clip because you haven't yet?
Yeah. Let's go with our boy DJ _ Mitchell. See if we got a slip out here yet. 5 minutes ago, he tweeted a meme.
I don't know what meme.
You're really gonna love.
Here we go. A couple slips. Look at this. Only 1 like out here, people. Get in on this. Get on the sweet stuff. Okay. And
let's hope these lines haven't like doubled. Or
these he's got
stats.
He's got Brat in both, so we're taking that one for sure. The real question now, gentlemen, is which one we take out for the Luka over.
Oh, don't.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have none.
We'll ask.
Trying to pronounce 3 of those names, and I'm tough already, man. Like
I know Taves.
Sketches to take out for Luka boost.
Sketches? Wouldn't that be bad? Are we asking the wrong question?
Yeah, so we need the shittiest one. So you take out the shittiest one and you replace it, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay. We'll see. Let's see if Kirill the Thrill. Now we go. Here we go, right?
Kirill looks like Steve from
You can't demonetize a channel that's not monetized.
Chip, you don't know shit about us. You don't know. Yeah, we're making so much money behind the scenes, dude. You have no idea, dude. It's pouring in. It's pouring in. How do you think we?
Okay.
You don't know. You don't know about
this. Type in Isaiah Stewart, LeBron. That's all you got to type in. Or say other way works too. Perfectly fine. Look at his bloody eye.
Okay. Do you guys get the audio if I do this?
No audio.
Fast forward.
You're underwater. Oh, now you're back.
What's up with this ad? How do I get rid of this?
You don't. It's Chevy, believe.
Did he nut him off the...
He elbowed him.
So he ices the free throw. LeBron boxes out and he elbows him, or he kind of okay.
Yeah, but then he tries to just wait.
Dude, this is a big boy. This big boy.
He's like Aaron Donald. He's just shedding blockers and going.
They have to show when they have to show when he charges.
You don't swim move. Oh, look at these swim moves, man. He's getting after the quarterback.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's pissed.
What? So his eye is bleeding because of LeBron's
elbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. LeBron's a piece of shit.
Oh man.
Dude, I swear he's calm and then he just fully charges.
Yeah. He fakes him out.
End. Yeah, he fakes him out. He's like, I'm good.
And then someone's like, "Yo, LeBron."
Yeah,
LeBron
he's gonna hit him. Oh, there you go. The 2 technique. Yo, look at him ripping blocks. Are you kidding me? Dude, this guy's going for 47 fantasy points tonight and shipping us the dunk. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
He just, I'm good. Then just shoves the woman to the side and just goes for it. Russell just wants to fight. Yeah, Russell's just ready to go.
Oh my God, Willis is saying his nickname is Beef Stew.
Yeah.
I love
what more
it
do you
so
what more
much.
do you need? What more do you need?
Man, these are the intangibles that I'm looking to draft. I don't care what this guy's ADP is. Give me this guy.
Yeah, he's the 101. This is going to build your teams around. He's punching his own teammates trying to get to LeBron.
Man, get this guy at tight end for the Colts this week, and he's dropping 6, 47, and 3. All right.
Yeah, because the Colts don't already have a bunch of tight ends out there, just random tight ends.
Give him one more.
Oh my God, that is so okay. The zoomed in version of it, like when LeBron hits him, does he actually like hurt him? Like, does he elbow him good? Like he gets it like clean up? Is it dirty? Yeah,
bleeding like hell. I don't know.
Yeah, this is the process, guys. When you tune in for the process, this is the process. Although I'm embarrassed right now that nobody dapped me up on my shirt. We got a day with no ADP on the site, and I wear my Outperform Your ADP shirt.
That's because it's an artificial construct, so there's really nothing to outperform.
Low hanging fruit, boys. Let's see. Has DJ Mitchell hit us back yet? Because if he hit us back, we're getting the best plays, right? Hey, YC liked our tweet, guys.
Oh yeah, that's friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Young Costanza, YC.
All right. Yeah, this is one thing I'm thinking. Like, we were clowning about, like, only cowards bet the under. I don't know which one of you guys tweeted that saying lower. I know it says lower on the site, but it's under. Come on. Only cowards take the under, right? But 30.5 seems pretty high, no?
It does.
Yeah, it does seem high. And with this depleted Pelican squad, he could, who knows but it's Luka. So, and we're not cowards. We bet the over.
He's hitting the higher in the first half. No sweat. Talking a no sweat boost. Like, we're just gonna be sitting here just counting up our money.
They made it a very tough boost. Like, it's like I can see both ways. Like, in theory, like, because it was at 31.5 at one point. That was like, okay, obviously it's 1 point, but
it's already tough. It's already tough because it has to be a pick 5, So
exactly, it's $5 too. So it's like, really, what does it matter? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I mean, it's a fun, boost to hit the 500, but I don't know. I'd rather not cheer for Luka Doncic to like fail, and then all of a sudden and Luka puts up his standard game. We're just like, hit everything else except that should have just went over. It's like, whatever. If he doesn't get it, he doesn't get it. That's my thought.
All right, let's just take that Luka over then. So there's my boosted payouts. We're taking that Luka over, and then we're going back to our guy over here. Oh, DJ's asleep at the wheel right now.
He's probably like 10 deep in some like puck right now.
Yeah, he's probably doing all this underdog draft. NHL's got a 1K prize pool tonight, so
nice.
Fun.
Oh,
that's good.
10 game slate.
See that
1K to top.
Okay, so I think Brat's our guy because he's got him in both. So we're going over on that one.
Yeah. Do you want me to get it so you can just keep it on the screen? I can name it to you.
Yeah, we could do that, or we could get wild. What other stuff do you guys like? What else were you at?
I mean, I took one. I'll just tell you mine.
I'll tell you my guy Isaiah Stewart has only got a 10.5 points over under.
I did over Lou Dort 22.5 points and rebounds, over Kristaps 19.5 points.
Okay. I like Dort. Okay, so what did you have on Dort here?
You took 22.5 points and rebounds. I had Dort on the over.
The second one.
The second one. Yep.
Okay, so we like points and rebounds. Lou Dort. Yeah, I like Lou Dort. He's a good player. And
Kristaps guys 19.5, which was pretty nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems pretty juicy.
Assists and points.
No, just
here?
Straight points.
Straight points at 19.5.
Yeah, that's something I like. I mean,
yeah, he's gonna get big time minutes tonight. And then now, guys, I'd be remiss. This is where we got to go. We took one from Mitchell. We took two. We took two from. Actually, you didn't.
Yeah, take one of them out.
Numi, you give me one here because I'm gonna get my dog in here. I gotta get my dog in here.
Oh, are you who beef?
Yeah, we just talked up beef stew. We love beef stew. There's no way I'm not putting beef stew in the pick'em.
Just literally put beef stew and see if he shows it.
Yeah, beef stew.
Just beef.
Big beef.
That would be an awesome Easter egg. That would be an awesome Easter egg.
You type in their nicknames.
Put that in the back end.
Okay,
I can see.
Numi, which of these two do you feel more confident in? The Porzingis or the Lou Dort?
Let's do Porzingis.
Okay, let's do Porzingis. So Dort is out here. So Porzingis is in. So we got one from Mitchell. We got one from the boosted. We got one from Nez coming in. We're gonna have one from me.
I want to.
Is there room
I won't give you a football one because I want you to like sweat this tonight. I don't want to have to make you like wait it out because there are some
no football.
no football, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I liked.
Stochastic has him at 31 points.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
that's-
I took Lou Dort's over in mine.
Okay.
I
So we're going back to the well. We're going back to the well.
Yeah,
We
but let me check out McCollum's line just because I'm a big McCollum guy.
CJ.
That's moved. Yeah, they moved that quick.
Yeah,
shit.
points isn't even available anymore.
Yeah, because they have them project. Well, they haven't updated these yet, but yeah, there's no. He's definitely gonna get a bump for that.
I still kind of like his points and assists a little bit, but
31 and a half. That's heavy, no?
it's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, let's
It's
go
a
back to the
lot,
well.
but-
No, you said Dort. Numi likes Dort. We like Dort for the assist plus points combo or the rebounds one. The rebounds one, right?
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Yeah, I think
I can
rebounds.
look it up again. It just he's projected for more rebounds.
And we're only taking overs here because we're not cowards. So
precisely.
Yeah,
and now
for God's sake.
Beef Stew, I mean, he's gonna smash the 9.5 boards. Like that's an absolute layup. Did you see him trying to rip through the defenders there? Like he's absolutely gonna smash the rebounds. He's obviously smashing the points. So I mean, we could put it together. He's gonna smash both, but he's also he's also liable to just smash everything here. I can't even decide which is the best. You know, like he's gonna break the slate. So I mean, which of these feels like the safest over to get?
I think boards.
None.
Hey,
If you're gonna do it for the bit, I think boards.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
if you want
for boards,
yeah,
right?
I think we'll do boards. I don't know, but dude, going up against Kristaps is tough.
Oh yeah, negative correlation there in our slip.
I mean, it's just Kristaps is a unicorn, so he's just gonna
It's true. It's
get
true.
those board. I mean, not that
Okay.
Stewart can't shoot. Maybe just do boards, or maybe why don't you just do boards and a points? No, that seems rich. That seems pretty rich.
Yeah, that seems heavy. 19.5 seems heavy.
Go with your gut, Coops guy. That's all I can say.
You know what? I think he's gonna
Guy
surprise some people. He's gonna surprise some people
Chad
tonight.
said DJ just put out his 4 best values. Is this like a separate tweet that he released?
Okay. All right.
So, I mean, if you really,
he responded to us. Let's this is good content here.
I'm tailing this.
My
just
4 best value props. Okay. So I'll retweet that from the show account, or if somebody else has access to it right now. Let's retweet that for the people here. We're gonna do 2 slips here. I'm gonna do that one as its individual slip, and we're gonna do Beef Stew in this one right here because it's for the bit. Like Beef Stew's gonna get his tonight, and I think Beef Stew's gonna get his in a surprising fashion where he's going to give up a little bit of value on the boards to Porzingis, but he's got that dog on the offensive end tonight. And he's going to have, 2 putbacks. He's going to have maybe a little mid-range that you just didn't think he had in him. He's going to, I'm calling it. He's going to have 12 points tonight, and he's going to hit a 15-footer for that 12th point. Let's go. Over on the points. Max $5. No insurance because we ain't soft. And we're submitting that one for the good people here.
Let's go.
Absolute lock of the century. Beef Stew, baby. Beef Stew.
You might have to buy a jersey if this hits. I'm just saying.
You don't think I already got a Beef Stew jersey?
It's already on the way.
I saw that YouTube highlight. We broke it down for like 2 minutes. I already ordered that shit.
Add to cart.
Add to cart. Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay, who's got the puck ones pulled up, and I will put it out there into the world for us.
I got them for you right now. I'm trying to find a good emoji to tweet out these picks. There we go. Whenever you're ready.
Tweet it as a link, not a. You know what I mean? Like share slip instead of like a.
I already. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah. How do you want me to send this to you? Because I just quote tweeted DJ on the channel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just tell me what it is, and then I'll add the slip below.
All right, we got
do this.
Jesper Bratt.
Yeah, Jesper. That's a nasty name.
Higher. Matt's Zuccarello.
Yeah, Matt Zuccarello.
Higher.
Yeah, put a little respect on that name.
Well,
Evan
Zuccarello.
Evan Rodriguez.
Hey, fun fact.
Oh, go ahead,
fun fact about Zuccarello is he uses he's like a really small guy.
He uses
but
an
he
extra
uses,
long
like,
stick.
A super long stick.
Yeah.
I immediately love that guy.
Yeah.
Lower on Evan.
Yeah, that's a lock.
And then Jay Taves going up against Florida, lower on his points. No points for Taves.
No points for Jonathan Taves. Love it. Okay. What that's a 10x. We got to get in here, man. We got to come on.
Wow.
Yeah, if we don't make at least 1,000, does it even mean anything? Come on.
That's one unit for John Boy.
Not to the retired poker player. It doesn't.
Come on, man. Actually, there's old French Canadian guy who used to make a lot of a lot of poker content, and he was like a really good poker player. And like he's got this like super cocky interview of like when he was like at the peak of his career making a shit ton of money, and he's like, if it's under 1,000, like don't even register. I was like, oh my god, this guy is such a sicko. Like, he's just like,
that's amazing. The accent too.
Yeah. So thick.
I'm aping into these pick'ems right now.
All right, cool. I will. And of course, I didn't hit the share link because I'm an absolute fish. Anyways, you quote tweeted them, so we're good to go.
Yeah, I replied under the quote tweet as well, so that way, if anybody wants to easily tail the foreplay for the four pick them for hockey Beautiful. From DJ, it's there, easy to tail.
Yep, let's do that. Yeah, that was fun. Gentlemen, good show. Glad football's back. Glad we have this new dynamic to sift through in the no ADP stuff. Silas was not here with us today, but he would tell the good people watching right now to like and subscribe and to follow on the Twitterverse, to join that Discord notes below. Yeah, and I love tailing some foreplay.
As soon as that came out of my mouth, I was trying to shove those words back in.
Yeah, nothing like naked cousins and tailing foreplay. Welcome to the Badge Bros stream. Let's go.
Yeah, and it's your favorite time of the show, everybody.
Yes. Now that you got me excited. Anyways, Deposit Kingdom. If you're not in there, get in there.
Yeah,
join us in the Discord. Yeah, share your slips, share your lineups for tonight. We're always talking ball. We're talking any sport in there. A lot of fun, and appreciate the kind words, guys. Thank you for the great shows. There is no show without you people showing up, so much appreciated. So glad to be of service. So glad to be starting out joining this community together. So it's been a lot of fun for us, and appreciate you all for being here. Anything to add, gentlemen?
No. Appreciate you guys. Have some good drafts before ADP gets here, and join the Discord. It's a screenshot safe space. So throw any screenshots you got in there.
Damn straight. Love it. Okay. Good luck in the hoop streets tonight. And we will be back tomorrow with Mark Garcia. Same bat time, same bat channel, 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. That's all I got. Everybody's favorite time of the show. The end.